Welcome to the tutorial on using the TrackWizard program. In this second part we will see the composition of the main software windows. Starting from the top we will have the main window that shows in the title the project currently open and the video standard used. The menus with all the commands that can be recalled from the mouse or keyboard. The program toolbar with the main commands that can be called up quickly. The VU meter window showing the audio levels of the mixer outputs and audio tracks loaded on the timeline. The repository window where all the audio, video and DMX contents to be used on the timeline will be loaded. The preview window of the video. The DMX window which shows all the output values on the DMX channels. The timeline window on which the objects will be mounted to create our audio-video DMX project. Let's analyze the various components in detail. The program menus are divided according to the type of functions they contain. From right to left we have the menu file. Groups the functions for creating, opening, closing, saving and changing the name of the current project and the eventual recovery from automatic backup. The export section for external players. The editor to modify and create the fixtures of the DMX devices. The timeline and repository management options. The management of preferences and, finally, the latest uploaded projects. The edit menu contains functions to undo or redo the last operation performed. Cutting, copying, pasting, deleting and moving operations that can be performed on selected clips in the timeline or repository. The management of the panning and mute of the audio. The management of fades in out to be applied on the selected audio and video objects. The info on the currently selected timeline. The Inputs/Outputs menu calls up the window for selecting and setting the audio-video output devices used by the current timeline. Activate the optional live input settings. To restart the MIDI and DMX controllers connected to the PC. The Effects menu contains commands for inserting, deleting, copying, and adding effects to selected objects. The Fixture menu allows you to select a fixture from the installed libraries, or change the settings of a selected object by opening the control panel of the fixture, and to copy-paste the settings between different objects. The View menu. Activate the toolbar, the status bar and various program windows. Like the one showing the timeline info. The one with the info of the selected clip. The positioning window at a specified timecode. And adjusting the zoom of the timeline. The main toolbar of the program contains the buttons of the most important commands, such as those for creating or loading a project, all the most used commands to modify the objects of the timeline, and the management of the main windows. The VU meter window shows the audio levels of the active outputs on the card and those of the clips loaded on the various audio levels of the timeline. It allows you to adjust the volumes of the main outputs of the board mixer. In track gain mode it adjusts the track levels of the timeline, while in clip gain it modifies those of the clips present on the timeline under the cursor to the current timecode. The Preview video window shows the preview of the video mixer output at the current timecode. In the lower toolbar there are the commands to manage the play, which are in order. The command to activate repetition. The main play pause. The commands to move forward, backward, and advance one frame at a time. The command to deactivate the outputs on the DMX controller. The repository window It is one of the main windows of the program where all the audio, video, and DMX fixture clips are loaded, which will then be mounted on the timeline. Multiple sections can be added to separate clips based on content. The keys present allow you to load clips from current project folders, upload clips from a specified preferred folder, load the clips from the last open folder, load the fixtures from the installed fixture libraries. There are also commands to search for clips in the repository by name. The DMX window shows all DMX values of the output channels on the selected DMX controller. The timeline is the main window where all the audio, video, and DMX contents are mounted. It is organized in several levels, starting with the video ones, then the audio ones, and finally the DMX ones. By inserting and aligning the objects on the various levels, it is possible to synchronize them to the frame, using the reference ruler and the cursor with the current timecode. It is possible to create multiple timelines, copy and paste objects between different timelines or projects, and insert markers, pauses, and time references that can be recalled from the keyboard to quickly position themselves in certain points. From the timeline, it is possible to directly manage single or multiple objects, selecting them and applying effects or modifications in a simple and intuitive way. On the upper part of the timeline, we find the movie bar, which indicates the part of the timeline that is considered as that active area in case of export or playback. Just below the movie bar is the ruler, which shows the time reference of the timeline. It is possible to increase or decrease the zoom, using the keys and the cursor on the side. Below is the toolbar where they are shown below. The window with the characteristics of the objects selected or under the cursor. The commands for play, stop, pause, and move. The commands for setting the mark in and mark out. The commands to search for clips within the timeline. The message window. Callable from the toolbar, it shows all system messages, reporting any errors in the loading of the various hardware devices or in the general operation of the program.